Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, friends. It's time once again to dive into the tense, terrifying, yet always terrific world of the Twilight Zone. And today we'll be watching Season 1, Episode Lucky 13, The Four of Us Are Dying. Well, lucky for some people, not those four, I guess. Friends, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel, and it allows me to alert you next time it's time for some Twilight Zone. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. And if you're not a fan of Patreon, consider YouTube memberships. You'll get all of our episodes at least a day early. But my dear friends, all that is then and this is now, and now it's time to journey into the world of the Twilight Zone as we watch Season 1, Episode 13, The Four of Us Are Dying. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction, and away we go. Oh, we got the slanted camera again. Same one we had in Perchance to Dream.
His name is Arch Hammer. He's 36 years old. He's been a salesman, a dispatcher, a truck driver, a con man, a bookie, and a part-time bartender.
Nice.
A cheapness of mind, a cheapness of taste, a tawdry little shine on the seat of his conscience, and a dark-room squint at a world whose sunlight has never gotten through to him.
Oh my God, the writing.
He can make his face change. He can twitch a muscle, move a jaw, concentrate on the cast of his eyes. He can change it into anything he wants.
That is awesome, and they're using a fake mirror, I think, and they're just mimicking movement.
With 2 bags, some newspaper clippings, a most odd talent, and a master plan to destroy some lives.
Awesome. So we have basically a shapeshifter. I did not have that on my bingo card. Oh, that's awesome.
So thanks for the cheer.
It's like they drop those neon signs and stuff from like theater rigging. It's really cool.
Make it one for my...
Now when we go back, he'll be somebody different.
Hey, Maggie.
I'm the drunk. I know that actor too. I'm sure I know him much older, but crazy. What's your game, man? You're a con man, or at least you were.
Johnny, are you a ghost?
Sure, a ghost. I just came down to check the mourners, read the obituaries.
You came to the right place, Johnny. I have a room full of buckets.
No.
Tragic accident, train hitting car. I just sat there and I cried. And then when everything had changed for me.
This is terrible to do to her, but let's see what he's trying to do.
There was another guy. My car, my suit. Maybe we even had the same dentist.
Why didn't you tell people that?
I wanted to get away from the world.
You're always a funny guy, Johnny. Way out, Johnny Foster.
They're asking a lot of the actors, hanging on these lines like this.
We'll go to San Francisco, huh? We'll have a ball, Maggie. Everything by here, but great, Maggie. I mean great.
Oh, hey, Johnny, I love you.
This is terrible.
Hey, Johnny. You put me back together again, Johnny, and I love you. I love you.
What's the play here? I mean, it can't just be to ruin this woman's life, which is going to happen.
1206, Maggie. Westbound for Chicago. Be there.
I still don't get what he's trying to get out of or get from her. There was another picture there about a mobster, a gangster, it said.
Hey, Johnny! Didn't you tangle with a westbound freight? Man, I thought you was out of the world. Johnny, baby, we all got the wrong word. They said you were removed by a locomotive.
Yeah, it's not Johnny. Not now.
I'll take the light, but you got the wrong guy.
Oh, wow.
I'm real sorry.
I definitely know that actor.
Yeah, Maggie.
That's saying
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, but dude, that's awful, man. I mean, so you're just going to take Johnny's life, Johnny Foster's life, and his girl? I mean, dear God. We're getting like a hard stop, like camera, like film stoppage on the hotel reel, or Real, or whatever. There we go. Virgil Sturrig?
When did it hurt? When you laugh?
They have some great actors playing the different faces. I really like the set. I really like it. The aesthetic is really good in this one.
Excuse me, sir. Mr. Pennell is not at home this evening.
There he is.
Picture tubes are expensive. You can always get yourself another beer. Imported, isn't it? I always liked your taste, Mr. Pennell. You always had the taste of a very rich man.
How does he know all this, though?
You got no reason to be happy. Believe me, Mr. Pennell, I know. You got no reason to be happy. No reason at all. Now, if you could have kept me in the river, a cold, clammy little item without a voice, then you could have been happy.
Virg.
I brought back a satchel for you, Mr. Pennell. There was a lot of money in it. It was a real risky job. Now, I figure my cut is more than a cold swim. What drawer?
It's in the center drawer. It's an envelope full of money. Why didn't you let me get it for you?
Because it's beside my gun.
Only now there's interest. For floating face down in the river, I charge interest. For getting 3 bullets in my belly, I charge interest. I'll take it all.
Did somebody fish you out before?
Did somebody fish me out before I'd had it? I'm a ghost.
Get him! Get that guy!
Ooh. Switch your face, dude. Why are you running, dude? Switch your face. You have the perfect excuse here, bud.
Change my face. Gotta look different.
Yeah.
I didn't do nothing to you guys.
Nothing, buddy. We thought you were somebody else.
I'm still just shocked as to how it took him so long to figure out that I had this talent that I've been using all the time. He lost the hat too, which would help. It could have potentially identified him as well, even with a face change. Now watch, this guy will be like a killer.
What's the matter with you? Something wrong with your mind? You punchy, Andy?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm punchy. Why? Am I supposed to recognize you?
Yeah.
I'm your dad.
I don't remember you, old man. How do I know you?
How do you know me? As a son should know his father.
There we go.
I'm your son?
You were. You
Were.
were before you ran out. You were before you broke your mother's heart. Before you did dirt to a sweet, decent little girl who would have cut off an arm for you. But now you ain't my son.
Wow.
Spit in his mother's eye, this one. Ruined a girl's life, this one. Hurt people. All the time, hurt people. Hey, everybody.
That didn't go real well. For anybody.
Look at Andy Marshak. Look at the monster. Look at my son.
Maybe switch out of that face, dude. You're not sure. This guy's obviously not an upstanding citizen.
That where you generally stand behind the door?
When somebody ought to know unlocks.
Yeah, creeps in. Wait, people are, they pull their guns no matter what, man.
Let's go.
Oh, he's still Arch. So this is a cop that caught up to him, or detective? Obviously knows him and not one of his aliases.
Hey, wait a minute. What do you think you're doing? I'm sorry. Did you see a guy come out of there?
Well, he remembered pretty quick that time. Oh boy.
Hey, old man.
You got such a dead end. You owe for so many years.
He's holding a gun.
And now?
Yep.
You pay off, son.
Hey, now, wait a minute. Put the gun down. I'll show you. I'll show you, honest. But I gotta think. I gotta concentrate.
Go to your regular face.
You'll see. I gotta concentrate.
Does it go back? All the different faces he just used.
He was Johnny Foster, who played a trumpet and was loved beyond words. He was Virgil Sterrig with money in his pocket. He was Andy Marshak, who got some of his agony back on a sidewalk in front of a cheap hotel. Hammer, Foster, Sterrig, Marshak. And all four of them were dying.
Wow. Look at the shadow. Oh, great shot. What do you got, Rod?
Next week, we'll give you a lesson in astronomy, but the kind of lesson not taught in schools. Fritz Weaver, Edward Andrews, and Joe Ross appear in Third from the Sun.
Oh my God. Rod, I would be like counting down the days and hours between these episodes. Unreal. All right, everybody, we just finished watching the 13th episode of the first season of the Twilight Zone. The four of us are dying, and the only thing left to do is talk about it. All right, everyone, we just finished The Four of Us Are Dying, the 13th episode of the first season of The Twilight Zone. Fantastic stuff. Two things I wanted to talk about, though. We had the set, which I thought was really well done, very evocative or very reminiscent of a theater set, you know, like something like Guys and Dolls or something of that nature, you know, where you basically have the rigging and you hang signs down to denote, you know, kind of a packed urban environment. Really cool aesthetic. I really like the way that they did that, you know, kind of constantly using those as sort of like a transitional shot between like him probably walking like 10 feet to the club and then like 10 feet back to his apartment. Really, really good stuff. And again, very imaginative. And for me, even doing something like that is technically unrealistic or technically sort of like fantastical, I think adds so much to the entire, I think the ambiance of the episode. You know, it kind of like really makes you fall into it, really makes you like, you know, it's sort of, you understand that this is a setting, you know, but at the same time, it's unique enough that you feel like you're somewhere special. And I think that's the number one thing. It's almost like seeing a show and seeing how they interpret, you know, the world or Oz or whatever it would happen to be, you know, in the interpretation lies sort of like the way to get closer to the actual meat of what's going on. And I think it was just really well done. There's no really other way to say it other than, you know, tip of the cap to the set designer, because that in and of itself was the best one I've seen. Other thing I loved was that incredibly innovative shot that they used at the beginning to denote like his ability to transform or, you know, shapeshift or whatever we want to call it, you know, where they would go to the mirror and then it shows him in the mirror he was shaving, and we could still see, you know, all one shot. You know, we went from Arch Hammer and then over into, and we saw Johnny shaving. And the thing is, I saw a really awesome documentary on, not documentary, is behind the scenes thing on Terminator 2. And in Terminator 2, I learned a couple things. One, that Jim Cameron has a really cool way of going about certain things. I actually learned 3 things. 2, he's not scared to cut something that he doesn't like a whole bunch. And 3, Linda Hamilton has an identical twin. That's what I learned. This is the tangent. And in that, it's in the director's cut, actually, the shot. But at one point, they have to remove the chip from Arnold's head to basically reset him, to make sure that, everything's okay with him. And, so he can learn or something like that. There's some narrative explanation for why they have to, like, reboot him. But in the foreground, in the real world and not the mirror world, we have Linda Hamilton that's working on a dummy of Arnold, so she can like reach into his head and pull out these chips. And in the reflection of the mirror, which isn't a mirror, but just another room, you have Arnold sitting in a chair with Linda Hamilton's twin working in there, and they choreographed the whole thing so it would look right. And so as soon as I saw that, I'm like, oh my God, they're playing mirror, and it's such and now again, that shot was in the 90s. This shot was in 59. Crazy, but very well done, because a lot of times in the foreground we saw like the arm of Arch Hammer, you know what I mean? So they kind of like, it lends to the that this actually happened, it was kind of maintaining that disbelief by keeping an element of the foreground that we knew to be Arch Hammer in frame. So you're constantly thinking, how in the hell are they doing this? But it was really, really well done. The choreography was great. Having them shave was a really, really nice touch, because one, it helps them mimic movements and whatnot as they watch each other, and kind of like a reflective move as they pull down. Just, again, a tip of the cap to the creative team across the board on this one. I really enjoyed those 2 elements. But this was based on a short story by George Johnson, it says in the credits. And I think I want to go back and see a little bit more of that, because there was painfully little motivation given to Arch's, like, what's he doing this for? Yes, we've been told he's basically a criminal, a despicable human being, as far as like a confidence man, yada, yada, yada. But the thing that I don't understand in all of that is, checking out people in the obituaries, sure, I understand that, taking their identities and maybe manipulating the people that were left behind, which is certainly what it seems like he was doing. But, again, going up against the mob is one thing. The stuff he did with Maggie, though, that was... I'm not sure if that was just being like lecherous, but again, I think there would have been easier ways if he just, if he wanted to get physical with her or something like that. There would have been easier paths to that, other than like, hey, meet me at the train station, which I assume he meant to keep, when he had a little kind of like monologue, or that internal monologue that he had with himself when he walked out. Like, yeah, I deserve this type of love. Yeah, and I'd never get a lady like that, or whatever. So, I guess that's how he was doing that, but I'm not really understanding. Again, he knew a lot of like not intimate, so to speak, but pretty specific details for each person. Now, a confidence man would know that. And it looks like that he, again, there's paper clippings and things like that. So he had obviously been doing his research on them, but there's only so much you could glean from a newspaper or a police report or something like that. It seemed like he was very like familiar with both the person he was playing and the person he was speaking to. So, again, I just think that this is one of the ones, this is the first one. This is the first one I think that I've run across where I thought to myself, this needed more time. This needed an hour, you know what I mean, or 40 minutes. And you all have told me at one point that the Twilight Zone moves to an hourly format, or, the televised hour format. And I think that this one would have benefited from that extra time, simply because, again, it all relies on the motivations of Arch. If we're going to walk around with him and figure out what he's up to, we have to be able to figure out what he's up to. The mob stuff and getting the money, sure. I could think of a million other ways it would be easier to find, that type of cash, other than to put yourself in danger. Him forgetting to switch his face, having to concentrate on a face. Again, if you're switching back to yourself, wouldn't it just be like forgetting the face that you currently have? You know what I mean? I don't know. I think just a little bit more explanation of his powers and motivation would have done it was a little too mysterious, if that makes sense. I enjoyed the episode. It's just that I think that this one needed more, just a little bit. Friends, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel and allows me to alert you next time it's time for some Twilight Zone. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. And if you're not a fan of Patreon, consider YouTube memberships. You'll get all of our episodes at least a day early. But my dear friends, all that is then and this is now, and now it's time to say goodbye. Now, normally, when we say goodbye from one of our series, one of our episodes, we say goodbye from somewhere within the episode that we just watched. It's our reward for being the Greek chorus, being a vital part of the narrative. We're able to go back into the episode as our reward and say goodbye from someplace. But with the Twilight Zone, we're doing things a little bit different. We're saying goodbye as a result of the episode. And friends, here's what I will pose to you. Arch Hammer may be gone, or is he? Because you and I have the exact same power. How will we use it? Will we become Arch, perhaps, when we read his obituary? Will we figure out a way to maybe get the money and the goods that he has secreted away somewhere? Maybe we have a confidant that we can talk to from Arch's past that will be manipulated the same way Arch did in life. Or perhaps we'll use it for grander designs and potentially a better future. Friends, until such time as we, in the future, we get to watch another Twilight Zone, Vulcan roll, and I'll see you.